Hello, guys. Welcome to D&D tonight. Clayton is currently out of town due to some family business, and John is currently vanished from the world, as you can only see his chair. He has been contracted from
That's my
vampirism.
toe.
Oh god, it's his foot.
That's
His
my
foot
toe.
Fair enough.
Why is there a hole in your?
That's the
These are my
weirdest.
welding socks.
That's
So
the weirdest
last we
nipple I've
left
ever
off-
seen. We're gonna get banned.
So last we left off, we were entering into the dungeon itself. Yeah, and I mean that's more or less kind of it. You guys decided to go down the east corridor.
Yeah, I think so.
And that is kind of where we left off.
Yay.
You got rid of the drawing?
That's the part that you're no longer at.
No, we'll go back to it.
So we're in, there's a main square room.
So
We-
just kind of reminding, there are those three dead bodies that you guys found. There is the main square room where there's it's about 15 feet wide in all directions. There seems to be some form of pressure plate in the dead center. You guys currently have a rope tethered up to the top, and the ceiling is currently open. You guys have a west and an eastern corridor. There is chalk that goes down the western corridor along the left wall. You guys were about to go down the right corridor, and Merlin poked a small hole in a bag of sand that he had to hopefully try to leave some kind of trail for you guys. I mean, that's kind of where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There were dead bodies down here with us too.
Three.
Unless Gub got hungry. Yeah.
Well, there were bones, right?
Gub, wait here, Gub, and don't eat anything.
Oh, no, chewing on a bone already.
You
Okay.
sound a lot like Slip right now, Gub.
What? No, I don't. Impossible.
Yeah, that's what he'd say. Right, so we have a torch going, and we can head down this way.
Yep.
I am without my magic, so not exactly the most defended one here. So if one of our
So,
more beefier people
Business
would
as
go,
usual.
Fuck.
I'll take
Yep.
more hit
My
points.
my shield isn't giving me that extra +1, is it?
There is no
Alright.
magical property.
So yeah,
Okay, kind of, what's marching order, guys?
I'm in the middle.
Alright, just line yourselves up.
Where are we?
Do we have a torch lit right now?
Solomon has one lit.
All right.
That looks good.
Actually,
You have one lit? I had one. Hold on.
yeah, you should have one lit because I have a sword and a shield.
You also have dark vision.
I do, yeah. No, Dragon
No,
Ball.
no, dark. Yeah, they did.
Gub was the only one that had vision, right?
No, I did.
Bosshawk.
You did. Okay, yeah, I'm in the front. Yep, that sounds good.
Nice, so
I'm
So
gonna
it's-
put my right
it's like
hand on
that.
the wall.
You want me in the back?
Oh, sorry. I thought. Yeah, I wanted you in the back.
Okay.
So if it's a hallway that's only one person wide, right?
about 10 feet wide.
It's about okay. If they have to get around us, we want someone in the front that can take hits and someone in the back that can take hits.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we put Vazhog in the back and something comes behind us, Vazhog just dies.
How many hit points do you have?
Enough.
Me?
Enough. I knew what John was going to say there. Enough.
Well, I know, Logan, you've rolled max like every single roll. I was wondering about John.
Solomon doesn't know. Fuck, that's the weirdest question you could ask him.
I didn't ask
Solomon can heal
Solomon, I
himself.
asked John.
Oh, John doesn't know.
Good answer.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna scrape, make sure I keep like my right hand on the wall.
Okay. Sure.
I have my shield out, sword in the thing, my right hand on the wall, just in
Nice.
case. I know Zane's doing the same thing, but
As the torch is lit, as you guys head a little deeper down into this hallway. What's up?
wait. Can I make a perception check first?
What do you for what?
I'm looking for like loose stones or some shit on the ground.
All right, so investigation.
Yeah, that.
It's not perception.
Nope, it would be investigation. Or is it perception? What's your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier is 3. 2.
3.
Two.
Okay, so 2, so it's 15. Okay. So it is perception. All right. So as you guys strike the torch, as you head a little deeper into these columns, the kind of air gives way from the fresh air that is lit from the top as there is a rush of air kind of now that you're entering into this corridor, kind of rushing past you guys, heading out towards the exit. The smell of thick must and just kind of stale air is just being wafted into your face from deep within this cavern, and what we would expect to be cold is rather warm. As each step, small dust is just... You head about 50 feet into this. You see a column in the center, kind of that you'll have to walk around as a small area widens, and once again you see the same kind of column on the outside with multiple languages listing all the way down.
Similar to the beginning of the dungeon.
And around it it says, "My path is hidden. The tomb of Teti lies before you. A grueling maze, an arduous journey. Keep heart, keep your wits about you. For you have chosen my path."
I don't fancy it. Let's leave. Right.
Does the door close behind us?
I didn't think there was any doors.
Oh, I mean like a stone door closing the corridors.
So we can technically turn around and go to the other path.
Technically, you could turn around and go down the other path.
Could you repeat it? What you
The
said?
path
Yeah.
is hidden. The tomb of TT lies before you. I'll just paste it.
Is it?
Ax, I missed a little bit for you have chosen. It's about
Grueling
you.
maze, keep your wits about you. Chosen my path.
Wasn't it keep your wits and heart about you or something?
Wit and heart. That's what I missed.
Can I do like a knowledge history to know about TT, or is it too obscure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Alright. Kind of as you guys are all looking over it, while the name itself doesn't kind of ring any bells, once again, this craftsmanship is kind of, it's almost old, archaic. Like it's very clearly like not as what most modern people would define as civilized. This would be a domain of, with almost stone. There probably wouldn't be much, metal crafting or otherwise. So the name itself doesn't ring a bell, but there's just kind of a lot of little tidbits that kind of feed into kind of a, maybe not a rough when this was built, but maybe a culture that was built. Kind of a lot of, like I said, think very Incan, think very, not tribal, like, but this is kind of like the early precipice of civilization. Like, right when things began being built, like a large civilization would have had to build this. Like, this is a massive structure. But once again, they didn't seem to have a lot of the finer tools that, people today would have. And maybe partly due to that, it might be why this is still standing. And relatively undisturbed.
Mm-hmm.
What languages do you know again?
Me? I know common, giant, and goblin, and undercommon.
So Teti is, thinking back as well, kind of through the stories. It's technically Teti.
Yeah.
Come on, be an adult. Teti. Thinking back, it's a title. It's not a name, although what it is very obscure and just kind of eludes your tongue of what exactly it would be the title for.
Ox, are there any holes that you prick your finger like the other ones?
There is one.
One, you think?
Yeah. There's only one column.
This is Chamber. I'm just kind of doing a once over and just checking for any other traps or any like holes in the wall. Like we do something wrong and a fucking bullet comes out to
Sure.
our head.
Roll me an investigation.
No, walkers. Investigation.
Kind of taking a look. As you're looking around and kind of reading this, thinking, Solomon kind of taking a quick pace. Merlin or Valsak, you don't really notice anything. Solomon, as you kind of pace back and forth, you notice this hole, and as you're looking, like, I wonder if this opens anything, and that kind of jogs your memory of outside. As you walk around, you find a particular on the path that you came from, a part where the stone itself, where a lot of this is very smooth and, you know, it's semi-coarse because it hasn't been completely smooth flat. There's about 6 inches that are like, as you kind of are looking, as you're kind of like brushing dust aside, it's smooth.
6 inches somewhere in the path.
6 inches wide from the path you came back from,
Mm-hmm.
and it is completely worn smooth.
And is it up against the wall, like the
No,
like
it's the floor.
It's the floor. I don't want to stand when I push on it.
Okay, how are you pushing on it then?
That's
Gub,
fine.
stay
That's
here.
I will push on it.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kneel on the floor.
And once again, you've already passed over this path. Like you.
Oh, like
walked over
we
this.
put pressure
It's
on it?
where you came from.
All
Maybe
right,
not.
is this the only smooth part?
Yes. And it goes wall to wall. Like left to right, the floor is completely smooth across.
That would be smooth. Oh, something has to come. I look at the ceiling. What's the ceiling like above that area?
Kind of taking a look. It looks kind of. As you're kind of taking account, the ceiling has these panels that have been about 8 to 10 inches apart
Mm-hmm.
consecutively across. This specific spot, though, has a break where there's about a panel 6 inches.
Okay, so like a wall coming down. Okay. Everyone come look. There's. I think this is where if we put our finger in that podium, once we do that, we set on this path. This is the path we take. Anyone on this side of the wall is left behind. Everyone on this side is taking this path together. Is this the path we want to take?
Before we do that, did you grab who grabbed the pittance
Gub?
before?
Yeah, I think
I want to go back and I want to get the pittance from Gub.
Okay.
Ox is gonna go grab them. He'll be right back.
We won!
Yeah, we won D&D. Zane, your biggest fan is in the chat.
Oh, did he say Yee has haircut?
Yep.
Love you,
Zane,
Vinny.
I like your haircut.
Happy birthday, Vinny!
Happy birthday!
Oh, it's not his birthday for another
I
like
always don't.
hour
have
and 3
the
minutes,
tears.
7 minutes, but.
Never mind. Just gotta pull up Smite Twitch.
You left
Okay,
without saying Ox,
I
so we
think-
didn't know what was going on.
I think my internet's calmed down. I was like lagging out like crazy.
Did you go yell at Anna?
I asked her to stay off the internet. Yeah. Also, my audio and video is desynced, so I'm gonna
Stay
rejoin this
off
call.
the internet. Did you say it like that?
Okay. John, try talking.
And stay off the internet.
I did do that. Push her on the
Nice.
nose too. Okay. Audio and video is resynced.
Booped. You broke her nose.
No. So yeah, you guys, you point this out. What did you say, Zane? I couldn't hear you.
I wanted to go grab the pittance from Gub.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There were 3 of them.
Well.
Okay.
One of them is still on the floor. So there are 2 of them.
There were 3 in the bag and then 1 on the floor.
Yes, there's 4 total. I apologize.
2 of them on each side of the door.
Yep.
Where the door would go.
Alright.
before we head on.
Okay.
What's that for, Merlin?
How high up are you setting it?
Oh no, on the floor. I just want to like.
If this
Okay,
if this does what I think it's going to do, it's going to go squish, and the Pittons aren't going to do jack shit.
You can talk about it, like talk in character, guys. Come on,
Yeah.
talk about it. What are you guys thinking? Discuss your
I
ideas.
asked him what it was,
Yeah,
what he was doing.
On second thought, I'll just bring him with me. Because if
So he
it
just
harms
runs
it-
off into the
yeah.
darkness, by the way, or leaves you guys in the darkness, rather.
I said who has a pittance. They said Gub, and then I did that.
Yeah.
Um,
I was going to say, if this does seal us off, that like out of game, this is going to screw Clayton over. He won't be able to get back to us if we don't finish this in one session.
whatever. But
That's fine.
Who needs it?
well, I mean, it may screw us over trying to block it. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with it. Somebody's tomb.
Well,
Or just like
one door
if he,
closes, another opens.
yeah, and if the mechanism's set that this thing happens when this thing happened, then stopping one of the mechanisms would fuck up the whole system.
I think that's fair for the whole dungeon. If there's no magic here and it's all done by mechanisms, we probably shouldn't force any of these trials. And then
Yeah.
if there's a way to do it,
Yes.
then we should respect that.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
But also bring them in case we need them.
I agree. Alright, who's sticking their finger in the pole?
I'll go ahead and do it.
Perfect.
As it does, there's a small, the lettering itself kind of fills with red. You take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
As the lettering itself fills with red and kind of coils around, skipping words like this word in this sentence, this word, and it's different language all the way down that just kind of read, going up at an angle. And as it keeps doing this, eventually it reaches the ceiling, and you hear as behind you, just as you had suspected, a large sandstone wall that is matching everything else comes.
Ooh.
That ticking
As
is
you-
not good.
As you hear, yes, a soft ticking, and I'll give the description. So, as the door hits, looking on the insignia, there seems to be some kind of almost crown that's kind of insignified inside of this. And around the crown themselves, there are arrows. As going around the crown, we'll go top to bottom.
Before you continue with that, you said some words were being skipped over when the blood was filling it.
Yep.
Does it say anything different now? Like-
Well, once
like
again, you only
together.
read like 3 languages.
Right, but it has a
Altogether,
bunch
we
of different.
probably...
It's
Yeah.
written in 17 languages.
Right.
Yeah, but we
so
can fill in the blanks. We can try to fill in the blanks with what we know.
Going up and across, it reads the exact same way, but in each different language reading, wrapping all the way around. It repeats twice.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so what? But it's skipping words, right? You said.
Okay.
So like, the words that are filled in.
Yep.
Out of like that, what is getting filled in?
So for you guys, it would be okay. So hold on.
Why don't we make a list of what we speak?
Yep, I need the language that you
Can
guys
we,
speak.
can we write it down? So everyone speaks common.
Yeah, everybody, kind of just write it out on this list, hit enter, and I'll kind of read it out to you guys.
How do we do words? Oh, we can type it right in here.
Yeah.
Don't. Everybody doesn't have to like fucking common. So.
Yeah, just one,
where do we
just
go?
like one person, just get everybody.
Okay.
Okay,
One
DT, you
second, dude.
started typing. I'm Dwarvish and Draconic.
You obviously don't need to repeat whatever if somebody has a comment.
I have Elvish and Giant.
Oh, I also have Elvish, but that's fine. You already said Elvish.
Undercommon, adding to it. There's a decent amount of overlap.
7.
Okay. And Gub actually doesn't speak any languages that's not on that list already, so
Yeah.
that worked
What
out.
is it? What does he speak? Goblin and common?
Common.
Common and Goblin and Orcish. Fair
Oh fuck!
enough.
Kiss me, I'm orcish.
Well, Gub's not there.
Should
Um,
text Clayton. Fuck you.
So, reading it across, you have path hidden, lies grueling, you chosen path.
Oh, so it's just what we read before.
Just kind of coiling around, and it repeats twice.
But it's cutting out words, so this might be a different thing. One more
Yeah.
time. What we got?
Yeah. So, path hidden, lies you. Sorry,
Lies
maze.
grueling.
Oh, start over, because I don't know where that maze is.
Hold on.
Or-
All right.
Oh.
Starting from the beginning. Path hidden, lies grueling, you path.
So not chosen, like you said
Not
before?
chosen. Not chosen.
Okay, okay. So what he wrote is path hidden.
And it repeats twice, going in the same.
What about the words? Obviously it skipped a lot more words.
I'm gonna write the words as skipped.
Well, once again, fair enough. It was more it coiled around, and it, like I said, it repeated this twice. The same letters were, eligible to you twice.
Oh, okay, I think I understand what you're saying. So that whole thing. Okay, I understand now.
With the ticking and everything, and the door
Yeah, I don't
slamming
think-
down.
Yep. So as the door slams down, there is a large woven, almost kind of a vine feather crown that is insigniaed on this door. There are arrows pointed upon this crown,
Wits and heart.
facing each north, south, east, and west, and they coil the rings of the crown themselves.
Okay.
Okay? So. Okay?
Mhm.
There is. I'm about to give you guys a list. There is straight, or there is north, east, north, south, north, west, east, west, north, south, west, north, east, west, east, west, north, west, east, west, and then east. And then coming back on the opposite end, it reads them in reverse.
I'm gonna start typing them out in reverse.
So from the top to the polar north.
By reverse, are you saying east west or south west? Just so that we don't have to you don't have to re-say, but is it when you say reverse?
So starting from the northern peak of the crown, it says north, east, all the way around. At the southern peak of the crown, it then at the bottom, instead of it going north, east, north, south, north, all the way around, once it gets to the bottom, it then says
South, west, south, north.
correct. Yes.
Right.
So
That's
it's the
all. I mean,
opposite.
I was asking, is it south, or does it start off east?
It is the exact opposite directions.
Opposite directions. Okay.
Starting from the
I'm gonna start doing that
the
then.
bottom.
Oh.
So the pattern is pretty recognizable. So it's like north, east, all the way until it goes west, east. And then it goes west, east, west, east, so on and so forth.
Well, those seem like directions. I'm looking around to see if another door has opened, or if
Go ahead.
my brain's not working, which is really bad timing. Yeah, see if there's another door that's opened or a secret passage.
Okay. Kind of looking around with that investigation, nothing in the immediate environment seems to have changed. However, the ticking is coming from the pillar itself.
Real quick, my finger's still in the pillar. Do I feel anything? Can I move around a little?
The more you do that, there's still something cutting your finger.
Taking the torch around, do we see?
There is, like I said, where the door closed, there is the opposite path. Looking around, kind of with John and Merlin or Vozhawk kind of touching the walls and looking everything in this immediate chamber. There doesn't seem to be.
But that door did
anything-
open.
No. There was a path around this column. It was like in the middle of this straightaway. It was just there was this, and then there was a path to continue
Oh,
forward.
okay, I thought this was a
What was
dead
that
for
on the
some
pillar?
reason.
I apologize.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Same.
asking.
I genuinely apologize.
Yeah.
It's. Go ahead, John.
Any markings? So this obviously this wall has 4 walls. Any markings on these walls to indicate direction?
Nope.
Anything on
Like-
the door that indicates like this is this
Did we-
direction?
Did we?
The only thing there is the crown with those.
Did we curve it all in there? Remember, we came from the west. We went east.
You went east, maybe slightly.
Okay,
maybe,
but
like I said,
we
maybe
can
slightly,
generally
yeah.
trust that we're still going east.
Yes, if you continue down this path, you will continue going east.
Okay, so let's keep on going until there's a fork.
Alright.
And if
As
there's
you
a
go-
north fork, we go. I want to keep in mind which direction the. There's a crown.
Yep.
It's facing away, right? Is it
It's-
straight up?
It is a crown that circles around basically the middle of the door. It's about a 5-foot wide carving.
Okay.
This is the wall that just fell down.
Is there any chance you could draw the crown?
No.
Okay, it's not important then.
No, I could not. I can tell you this: looking in detail, there are 7 feathers, 4 of which on the north end and 3 on the south.
4 on north, 3 on south. Feathers. Anything
There-
else on
and
these
there-
crowns?
The crown itself seems to be 3 bound vines that are kind of wrapping around themselves.
How very Celtic. Anything else?
There's not really anything else on this carving. That's technically not true. I apologize, John. As you're kind of looking over this thing, kind of doing the same thing you were doing before. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. And now we can't.
Can you guys? Okay.
Now we can.
Can somebody else start this call again? I'm so sorry, DT, but I'm worried that it's me somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to reestablish a connection with somebody else.
Yep, no worries. One moment.
I think Zane's going to do it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. So, all right, you guys have that information. 7 feathers altogether, 3 round crowns, and as John is kind of looking over it, he sees at the bottom, in particular, Alaric would probably notice this as well. Maybe Alaric is the one who points it out, just kind of looking over and seeing the iconography. There seems to be red stains from at the very bottom, about 12 of them. Red stains at the bottom and scratches in the sandstone itself. There seems to be a small spot kind of left middle of the crown that seems to be chipped away slightly.
They try to pick it up, try to escape.
Well, it bounced, so it can't be too heavy.
It's more of like
Yeah, it bounced.
it's not made of rubber. It didn't like bounce like a foot and a half. It like
All we had to do is put some flubber down. We'll be fine.
Let's keep going.
I agree.
Bloodstains.
the path continues for about 30 feet onward until eventually you see a single line drawn in the sandstone on your left side. Looks like somebody maybe dragged a blade along it as they began walking on the left side. Eventually, as you keep going forward, there is a stop, and there is a right and a left passage.
Left, right? Yeah, left would be north.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Which side was the crown on the wall? Was it on the left side?
It was facing with 4 up. It was on the complete opposite side.
It was on the right. Okay, so we're going down east. Is it on our left or right on the wall?
The crown itself?
The crown that we were looking at before we kept on going.
Directly on the wall that dropped. So directly to your west.
Okay, so
behind us. So the crown
Okay.
dropped on the west side of the wall. We're walking to the east.
Correct.
So north. Okay.
Well, if it was on the right side, then the orientation might mean that the right would be considered north. If it's behind us west, then we can probably easily still go left and then go north, the true north.
Yep.
And not orientated north. Yeah. Let's go left.
All right. That's also the side where the blade looks to be dragged along.
Yep.
Eventually, once again, you come to a path that seems to go north and then east once again. Or let me rephrase that. It comes to a bend. It bends directly up 90 degrees. The blade's still following that left wall, as in front of you is a passage straight ahead and to the right.
There's something we're missing.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think it's just straightforward and it's meant to? It said keep your wits about you. This doesn't seem like the most challenging for our wits puzzle.
Well, what makes you think this is it? There could be much more to the puzzle.
I'm sure there is much more, but if this is, I don't know.
This
we're
could just
somewhere.
why this could just be left behind by someone who didn't make it past the challenges.
Alright.
Or the other option that just occurred to me is this is actually the south one, and we're supposed to do it in the reverse order.
Why would it be the south one?
I have no idea. If there's one here and one on, if there is something similar on the other side that we did not inspect, that might have been the north one.
What?
But that's just assuming that they're fucking with us, basically.
But no matter, gentlemen, keep our hearts high and keep our spirits high as well. I'm sure we will be fine.
Wait. While Solomon is checking, let's go back to the start real quick. Just run right back there.
Yep. Okay. Once again, you made 2 turns, so it's completely fine. You made that 90 degree that you had to, and you've made it back.
I want to be checking the right wall to see if there's any like pushing on it and keeping track to see if there's any pathways that we might have missed.
Roll me an investigation check. I'm going to assume, and this is Zane, I'm going to give you this one. If especially if it's in a specific area, I'm going to assume you would have had somebody else help you with that instead of just enacting your plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bossok, probably.
So,
Well, he told us. He told us his plan.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
Okay.
in order to give him advantage,
Okay.
Yeah.
I need somebody to do that. As you do that, the room itself turns. As you are touching around this, the column never moves, and the door and everything itself turns 90 degrees from the passage you were at, turns that way.
So
So
we
it's
are
south
now
now.
aligned north-south.
You are now aligned. Yes, you are now aligned north-south.
But we know it's south because it was west that we came in from,
Mm-hmm.
and then it went to the right. So no, that's north, right? If west and then it turns to
Yeah.
the right,
So the door is now on the
north side.
Sorry, I apologize. It has turned, and now the door is facing the
Of
south side.
So it's the
So
door
we
is
can
the
go-
south.
we
If
can
we
only
were
go
to go
north.
through the door, we'd be going south. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's the south side.
And as it has turned, the column starts rising as you feel the entire room moving, and the doorway on the other side begins getting smaller and smaller, like you are descending.
Let's make it
Do we?
make
Is
a dash for the door.
Yeah, is this the door we have to take, or is it taking us down to the actual proper maze? And Ox is frozen. I'm frozen. Fuck.
Me and Zane are gonna have to go back through what he was asking.
I heard everything.
I did.
I
Oh,
just
okay.
couldn't talk.
Logan, I
didn't.
don't think did.
I bombed out before.
I
the
had
logo.
everyone kept disconnecting and reconnecting for me.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah,
So I was asking basically how everything rotated and where everything was.
it was like this.
Yeah, with this being the button or whatever, and it turned the room. Where was the pillar?
In the middle.
That's the pillar?
Yep.
Okay. And is the finger thing on the pillar?
Yes.
Okay.
Pillar itself does not move as the room rotates.
The thing that I did to change the room, was it like a dial? Was it a
It was
button?
literally just as you're like, what is? Poof, your hand just the stone. The moment any pressure is applied to it, just like sucks into the wall and then you begin hearing. You begin quite frankly just hearing this as the room is just rotating. Or sorry, first off it's lowered. I apologize, and then it rotates.
Okay. So we are now on a
Is it
lower
still
level.
lowering?
It stops. There's
Okay.
a new passage.
Oh, okay.
There's a new passage.
Yeah.
There is a new passage that leads directly north.
Take it.
Okay.
I'll follow Merlin.
I assume Volotok and I are still checking for alternate things, while John is. Oh,
I'm
okay.
watching the floor.
We
Alright.
can see that. Just saying.
You can see what?
The
The
big
red
map
line.
with everything
Can't
on
see
it.
nothing. Oh, I can't see nothing. Can't see anything. What the fuck? Get out of here. Can't see anything. Get out of here.
I already.
I doubt you guys had enough time to absorb all that, so I'm
Oh,
not
I
too.
did.
No, I did.
I saw it and it's like, yeah, that's got a line already drawn on it. I'm not even. I'm not even looking.
It
I am
was-
very quick
it was-
on a print screen though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Clip it, DT. Go back.
Yeah, quick, we're streaming. Go back, everyone. Except it's not
Fair
on the actual broadcast screen at the moment. That's on my other monitor that I change over to when we need the battle map. So
No worries. Well, you guys don't have it anymore, so there
Yeah.
you go.
I have it up here though.
yeah, that's not going to be effective.
It's like this, and then this, and then there's
So-
a loop somewhere in the middle, and there you're there.
Now the kicker is this classed as the first north, or do we wait for the first intersection?
This is the first north.
Okay, first north. We go north.
Let's
I'm still checking the bottom for
Uh.
traps. The floor for traps.
Well, you look for traps. Merlin and I will be doing a wax on, wax off thing down the hallways to make sure that we're hitting everything.
How about you step in front of me, change places real quick.
Change
uh,
places.
Oh no, you're good. We're good.
Well, it's a 10-foot hallway, so you and I can be shoulder to shoulder.
Well, I mean, Alar can help me with the investigate, and you can help him with the
Yeah. I
search
understand.
for traps.
Searching for
I'd,
traps,
I'd
making
swap
sure-
that around almost because my investigate's probably higher than his, and his perception is definitely going to be higher than mine.
Is your investigation higher than mine?
Yes, it's 4.
Okay.
It's a.
Then why don't you do
intelligence-based
that and I
skill.
help him?
It's
Logan,
good
how
to
you
work
feeling?
together with Merlin.
I'm good. I'm gonna help Bozhak out.
Yeah, and we're looking for traps.
Okay.
Team trap and team secret door.
Team trap.
Okay. So,
Oh,
as
my
you
God.
guys head north out of this hallway, this time there is no stone that has been scratched. Although along the floor you do see every maybe 5 feet or so, almost like a white powder that has been like put on the floor, almost like in small.
I want to lick it.
I want to inspect that if we see
Wait,
it.
can I stop? Actually, you know what?
Is it flour?
He's fine. He's his own
Yeah.
man.
Is it flour or is it top?
As you kind of lick it,
It's cocaine. Fuck.
I don't know if you could call it flour.
But it's
but it is some kind of granulized stone to an incredibly fine extent. Roll me a con save.
But it's not flour, but it could be chalk. Some kind of chalk.
It kind of leaves a little bit of that residue in there, yeah. Yeah, kind of going.
Oh, that's wrong. 19.
19.
Yeah, because that's a check and not a save.
It kind of leaves this weird feeling on your tongue beyond it, like almost something, but whatever it was relatively minor. It's kind of interesting, though. It's not chalk. It must be some kind of granulized mineral. And once again, there's kind of like little dabs every 10 feet or so, and they lead to the path. Once you hit about 30 feet on, you hit a wall that goes left and right, and they go down the left path.
That's not right, though.
But they were going down the wrong one because they didn't change the thing.
No, this is the right
No,
one.
this is a new path. Saying this is a
But
completely new
But
corridor.
how is this? How is this the right way if it's north? And there's turns. If it was the right way, it'd be north and then straight.
And we didn't come across any other passageways before this?
It was about 30 feet. Basically, the torch just couldn't illuminate the end of this hallway, and then the torch illuminates it.
We're walking northward, correct?
Yes, and there was a wall directly in front of you.
The last time we did this, Ox,
Yep.
when we were in the other cavern, was there 30 feet to each turn, or was there 15 feet to each turn?
There was 30 feet to the first spot.
Okay, and then what about the second spot?
About 60 feet.
Okay, so it's not. They didn't just stack it north and then north again. I don't think this is the right way either.
I know, I saw a map with that had a line drawn on it. Nah. Secret passages. Kind of, Alaric and I are looking to see if there's a way to make the room twist.
Roll me a. So as you guys kind of look, so Merlin. So John, roll me a perception with advantage.
Well,
go ahead.
Giving each of us inspiration.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Real quick.
What does that mean?
Oh, he's okay. He's an extra D6.
Yeah. Well, I only have one. I only have like 3 uses a day. So
This isn't a magic effect. It's an ability, so we still get it.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. +4 plus D6.
You don't have to wait. You don't
have to use it now.
Oh, I don't have to use it now. Okay.
No, you can use it within the hour.
I will not use it then.
Okay.
And you rolled 2d0s.
I know. I rolled very highly.
Yeah, you rolled. Yeah. So roll it again. If you want to add it, you can. If you don't, that's fine. Okay.
I rolled
Both
a
of you.
16, not a 18.
All right. Solomon, as you're kind of going down this path, there's not anything. As you guys are investigating this wall, there doesn't seem to be anything. It doesn't seem to lead anywhere. The wall doesn't seem hollow. It just seems like a shellstone wall or a sandstone wall.
Could the first north be getting it orientated? That's a turn to north. Then we move fourth one north, and then it'll be east.
But even sorry. Volzok, if the first one was north, that's fine. Going through that doorway was north. Now how do we go to the second north?
The first one we turned north was the room rotating, and then the north down this corridor is the second north.
What if
you said the powder was to the left?
Yeah, it goes to the left.
And that's wrong even then because the next turn's east. That would be.
What if each one is a unit of measurement? Like each word is 15 feet. Like
that would be
north. That's one line.
And that would still be off. It would have to be 15 to make it any sense.
I said that, didn't I? 15
to
10.
Well, that doesn't. Oh. Well, okay, but we'd have to base it off of the powder here. It doesn't mean anything. They were wrong. We should just pave our way then. Go to the right, because to the right is east, and it went north, northeast, east. It didn't go north, northwest.
I believe in the power of my heart and my friends. Does the door open?
No.
Damn. See,
You
now
see-
this is why I don't believe in power friendship.
John, you copy and pasted all the rest of the description of the crown, right? Or you wrote that down as he was describing it, right?
I wrote down. What did I write down?
About the feathers and the
Yeah, my path
The
is hidden. The
points.
tomb of Titty
John,
lies before you. Of what?
roll me a knowledge religion.
Yes, sir.
It's
It's unfortunate.
very standard tomb. But just kind of looking over and extrapolating, there are two schools of thought here. Kind of you guys going together. If we're assuming that the map is not fucking with you, okay? Either it's the original orientation, it's this orientation, or there's information maybe that you guys haven't had, or you can start kind of going down the hallways to kind of seeing what potentially matches up. It's like I said, there's a few different avenues to kind of think about what to do. And if you guys have some way to mark this spot with, like, the sand that's falling out of your bag, you could potentially get back to here and reset.
Well, I was just saying, if we keep our hand on the right wall, then we know just keep your hand on the left wall and walk back.
That only works if you're at the edge. Well, that'll find you to the way. If you're there, we'll just go around itself.
That's fair. Can we just scrape the wall like the other people were doing?
Sure, it's fine.
Why don't we do that? I'll lead the way by just taking out like the back end of my fork from my mess kit so I don't dull a blade. And you said it was
Now,
sandstone, so it's not
Use
hard as shit.
Zane's machete. You know, that blunt one.
Merlin, can I use
Here's a dagger. So a
can
dagger.
I use your blunt dagger?
Well, the dagger's not that blunt, but
Yeah, he has a short sword.
Alright, I'm just gonna use the spoon that's in my mess kit.
It's,
We could always just go east and assume, and if we don't make it to the end, or if things start going weird, we know we messed up.
real quick, while we're here, I want to take out my mug handle and where does it point me to?
Magic.
magic
Can you
item.
message me again exactly what I gave that to you? Actually, wait, it's magical though, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. Is the point of
Link it to me again.
Could just
Well,
be a magnet like a normal.
I just know what
fucking
it does.
compass. He just thought it was magical, but it's actually just a compass.
Yeah, message it to me again.
I spelled that word wrong. Whatever. You'll know what I mean.
Unfortunately, that one is magical.
Okay. Damn. That'd be good for orientating.
It would be great for orientating.
Yeah. Fuck.
Could
Okay.
there be hang on, I just had an idea. When we were standing outside, how many levels were there?
Altogether, there were 14.
And how long, how far down have we dropped? Like 14? Were they each like 10, 15 feet high? Were they
It was 35 feet.
35 feet tall to the peak.
each?
Oh. How far down was the peak, you said? Or how far down was each step?
Oh, each
Right.
one was. Hold on, I believe it was. I think I had them at 8 feet. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up notes from before. Hold on.
Well, I guess you could just divide 35 by 14. It won't be even, but
No,
I was
that's
thinking-
incorrect. I apologize. No. There's. Hold on.
Because if we've come down a bit, and then we're down again, is there another level below us with the actual that might match up?
I see what you mean. Go down so far that it faces north again, but we're down.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a layer like each maze. That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, they were each 6 feet tall. I apologize. So actually, we're actually a lot higher than I thought we were. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 85 feet basically to the top.
oh, because then that changes earlier. Because
Yeah,
50
well-
feet of putting rope wouldn't have gotten to the bottom.
Correct, but that's okay. You had 200 feet, so that works.
Yeah.
Apologize on that.
But for the height and what we've gone down, do we think we're at ground level at this point, or are we below ground level?
Well, You were close to ground level before the elevator dropped.
Okay.
And we're... Well, if
An
we're a whole
amount
level
of
below her,
feet
then
down.
we're like, probably like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be anywhere from... The ceiling's about 10 feet in here. So you could be 10 feet further down, 20, 40.
Well then.
Really wonder what good we'll be looking at on the other side of that wall.
Dick butt.
Guys, there's a map with a line in it.
He was on that map. Who's standing on it? So we think that somebody went down the way with the X's, right?
With the what?
Or with the markings.
Someone had to have to mark it.
If they did, then they were alive to do that. If we see it stop, then we know that they died. It may not necessarily be the wrong path, but we can at least check it out.
I agree, we have time. Is there actually time ticking? Is there actually something ticking?
There is definitely something that has been ticking since the beginning.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, we're gonna head down that path.
Okay.
For a
Okay.
little bit.
Following that to the left, the path goes down to the left.
The left or the right? If we're going north, east would be to the right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but we're
Yes.
following the path.
And west
okay.
west is to the left. As you guys follow that, it makes a right turn just like the other one, a 90-degree bend downwards, and then you find it as you see this once again this white chalk, but instead in front of it there's a line drawn in front. As you look, you see to the right, you see as it continues, as it goes down, around a wall, around another wall, going boom, 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 boom. Goes up, and then there is, eventually it goes to another fork, going left and to the right.
You did that way too fast at all.
So I apologize. So you take the left turn, it goes down.
So we're east.
Okay, it makes makes a 90-degree bend downwards. The path does, like facing now south. And I'm gonna stop giving cardinal directions. Okay.
It's hard when you just say down because we don't have a
What-
reference.
what
to
is down?
Down is
So if we're assuming like this, like
what?
we're
What
assuming-
is?
Okay. So we're going this way.
Hold on, I gotta open up another tab for us. All right.
So we went north, then we
So
made
you
a left.
Make a real big one.
So, yeah, I got you guys. So you guys went down. You took a right. I'm not gonna draw this map for you guys.
No, but we're
It's fair,
gonna.
We just so okay.
Yeah. So you.
But
you took
we
a
need
right.
to have. I thought you were gonna open up another tab.
I can just
Okay.
erase what I drew, and we can.
Yeah, I can drag you guys over if you want.
I want something bigger.
I'll make something
Oh.
bigger.
At least head. Okay.
And then I'm gonna scale this up.
Why don't we? Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, just start at the bottom and just be like, this is where the original room is. Oh my god.
Yeah, pick a spot.
So we'll start right at the dead bottom.
No, you want to start straight middle.
Why?
I guess we need to go down.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Um.
I'm gonna draw a little box, and this is the OG room. With the door on the north. The door was on the north side, or the door was on the south side. At this point, where we are right now.
The door is on the north side.
No, the door was on the south side.
The door
Or, sorry,
Way.
the,
This is
the
where we came from.
entryway is on the
Yeah.
north way.
So
So-
that's the door. This is the way we went. So we went north, and then we made a left. What?
Yeah.
Yep.
I took him out. Like,
So down, as in south, for the purpose of this picture. Is that
Yeah.
what you mean by down?
Yes.
So we
As
see a path down.
As it goes down, there is a path to your right and straight ahead. there is this white residue drawing a line on the ground to the north entryway, or to the God, I gotta just say straight ahead and whatnot. There is a line on the ground in the doorway straight ahead. Okay. The path then continues going to on that path to your right.
Real quick, stop.
Yep.
I saw somebody writing some stuff. Is who are? Oh, Ox did. Okay.
No, I was writing this line.
Okay.
So,
So you're gonna draw these
north
lines
to the left, and then we went down. Yeah, I'm drawing them right now.
I'm doing
Okay.
We
red
went north,
for-
then
the red is
west,
the path we didn't take, so we know
then
where the pits
south. Yes.
Okay. You can go on Ox.
Okay. It then snakes, kind of going, to the left, down, left, up, left, down,
Ox.
up. Sorry, I apologize. So from that pathway that was on your right.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on.
then
The pathway that
goes-
was on my right. So we went north, then east,
that.
then west.
Yep. It
Then
then
we
took
went
a
down.
90. Then it took a effectively down.
Down, then left, then down.
Well, the path took a 90-degree bend down.
Yes.
At this point, there is a path straight and to your right.
Well,
Okay.
we're following the powder, so that. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Okay. If there is a line in the ground on the pathway that is straight ahead of you, so you take the passage to your right.
Oh, okay, so we don't go left, go right.
Correct. Or no? Well, on the map orientation, it is left.
But we also see. Do we see another path?
Eventually, it just snakes for a little while.
Okay.
Then begins heading up, and then there is another path on the left and the right of you guys.
So I'll extend this out. So we went north, and then there was a path to the left or the right.
Yep.
Which way's the powder?
Going to the right, it goes on for about 80 feet, and then abruptly stops.
Okay. So that's a dead end, but there was a pathway to the left.
And there are more. There where it stops, there is something to continue going north, and there's something to continue going straight ahead of you.
What do you mean where it stops?
Like so. You're kind of every about 10 feet or so, this white powder is put on the ground.
Yes.
Here, it takes a very clear kind of.
Okay, so the powder
direction.
stops, not the path.
Correct.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Which means either something stopped them or they went down the other path. But we didn't see any markings
So
on the other
far
path.
We went northwest,
Looking
south,
on
west,
the wall.
northeast.
On your left side, before
Mhm.
the break, there seems to be some form of. There's a discoloring in the wall.
Is it a brownish discoloring?
Yeah.
Yeah, blood turns brown after a little while. When the red blood cells eventually die, and they turn brown. I learned that in science school.
Science.
Religion school. Religion.
So are we assuming that they went down the wrong path?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will go the other way.
Alright, so where that break was, where the white powder wasn't, like when that took the right turn, you're gonna take the left turn?
No, I thought we were gonna go back to the beginning and make the right turn instead of the left turn.
There was another turn. Okay, so where does the right turn that we took a left turn at?
Right here.
There are two. There's the one at the very beginning, and then there's the one.
Took a left turn.
Yeah, there's another turn, like right here. And then there is another path going up there, and there's one going to the right as well.
And
the white powder stopped
right here?
right like here.
Right where that green stuff.
Okay.
And that is where that red stain is.
It's brown.
Brown stain is.
They've been dead for a while. We don't know this. Solomon's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Solomon.
Well then, are we going
I-
the other direction?
I would rather than wander these halls aimlessly. I would rather go back to at the beginning where we made the wrong turn according to the door and try to follow that as close as possible, assuming that we had already gone north once by moving the door like like Vozhok said, and thinking that this is the second north and now we go east and then go east again, then go north and so on and follow the path like that rather than finding out what killed these people.
Right.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So we're walking all the way
going
back. All right.
all the way back to the beginning.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Okay.
Draw. So we went from there, and then we'll say just for the sake. This is not going to be the scale. I'm just doing it so we don't
Yep.
get messed up. So that's. Let me know what the next turn is, and then I'll
Okay.
continue to draw.
So you're going east then.
We went east, yes.
Okay. There is now another. As you continue on this, it
Mhm.
takes a staircase down and to the right twice, leading still directly east, and there is a pathway to the south and then to the east.
East.
East, yeah. But I will draw the one path. This
Okay.
way. So I'll draw the path to the south, and then we'll go east.
Okay.
Are
Hold on.
those
Hold on.
by stairs? You mean like actual a set of stairs, not zigzags?
It zigzags.
Okay,
I do mean
okay,
zigzag.
okay.
So okay, so now that we went east, so now, boom, we went
Okay.
east twice.
About another 30 feet,
Mm-hmm.
there is a wall directly ahead of you, and there is a left and right split once again.
Left.
So we go left.
That's
Yep,
north.
left. But I will draw the right.
Can you draw the wrong path too?
I am.
Okay.
I'm just leaving them. Just
Oh.
there.
Well, we need to go north.
Yeah, we are going north. I just fucked.
Oh, left and right. Okay, yeah.
And hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
As you
give me one
continue-
second.
Okay.
So boom, we went north now. We took
Okay.
the left and we went north.
As you continue going north for about 40 feet, it does not
Yes.
end, but it takes a left turn.
Okay.
As you continue onward for about 90 feet,
Left turn.
you can see the wall 20 feet ahead of you. And it is just squared out. It's about 20 feet ahead of you.
So it's like a room. We're headed into a room.
You're heading into to a dead end.
Okay. So I'm gonna draw I'm gonna draw a green square, and that'll be a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be dead ends. Alright. Quick investigation to see if there's anything hidden.
Right.
No.
So maintain the rolls from earlier.
Yep. Same
Kind of
stay
going
for-
over on the wall all the way down the end without even approaching too much further. There's about 12 small holes on this wall that you can see from about 20 feet away.
I immediately put my shield up in front of my face.
Okay.
That does not look pleasant.
That looks like there's a pressure plate on the ground, Vozhok, and if we step on it, we become pincushions.
You're in front. You're the one that would become a pincushion. But I get your point.
Yep.
Is-
Is there anything on the floor? Because mine and Zane's more investigate was
Yep.
the floor,
Them-
remember?
You
What-
guys do end up seeing just seems to be flat stone.
If we assume that the original trying to get the voice, but it's not going well. If we assume that the original orientation was correct, then this would be our second north. I'm trying to.
Boom. As there's a large resounding like thudding from somewhere in the dungeon.
We should probably keep it down, seeing as there is something in here that killed those men and turned them into a brown spot on the wall.
But this would be our second north.
Also, the ticking that has been radiating throughout this entire hallway has stopped at this point.
Yeah, probably sealed in at this point.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Because it turned 90 degrees to the left.
Yes, because that was okay. So so that's the second north because it doesn't count until we have to make a decision. That's okay. I see what you mean. Yes.
So, can we rotate this 90 degrees?
Rotate the whole thing.
Yeah. Or do we want to just leave it?
It'll get confusing if we chuck it around too much.
It doesn't. So it doesn't move anything that you guys drew, but it moves everything that.
Okay, just go ahead. Go ahead and put it back. We'll just hold on. Let me do a star real quick.
Should we go back and make the left turn? Why are you doing it like that, Zane? North is the top side, isn't it?
No, we're oh shit. Yeah, no. We're doing our new orientation.
Our new orientation, the doorway to the tunnels was north,
South.
wasn't it?
The doorway into
The closing door was south.
The closing door was south. The door to the maze was north.
Yes. That's what I'm understanding.
No. If we assume that the original orientation was the correct orientation, then this matches up of going left and then left. Which would mean that
I see what you mean. Just because the puzzle changed just because the maze changed doesn't mean the orientation has to change. I understand.
That if we assume that this is still north, the left is still north, then that would mean this would be the correct way to go.
That's a good point.
So what does everyone think about that?
That makes a lot of sense to me, actually.
I drew the star to allow us to keep track.
Okay.
DT?
North. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
It would mean if we keep going that way and we find another way to another turn that goes what would be our east for this, then we know that it's likely to be correct.
Merlin, you have a beautiful voice, but again, I will
I'm keeping it up.
of the brown spot.
Yeah.
It's hard to not to play on the fact that Ox is smiling. So we've either figured it out, or he's luring us straight into a trap where he wants us.
Our past understanding wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. But now we know. Now we know that if we were to, that makes sense. Now that we know the orientation had to have stayed the same, because if it didn't, then we would be going the right way right now. It wouldn't be a dead end. Let's back up slowly so I don't get hit by arrows.
So this is the way you guys want this orientated, right? Or do you want me to turn this to the
I would like this.
map?
I would like this oriented. Just it's easier to have the compass there and have it written on the map, and then just do it the same way. For me, at least. And I'm the one drawing it, so
yeah, we're just gonna basically pretend like.
So which turn are we taking?
We're going back to right there.
Like we saw the chalk continue on to the right and then stop. We're going to the left. Okay. There is a north there is a up and down passage on that left side. See, at least it matches up for now. We may still be wrong.
I agree.
So we would want to go up.
Yes.
And you're still doing the map, right?
Because east. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm just doing it right now.
I just want to confirm so that we're not all trying to do it.
Hold on, Ox. So after we make hold on, let me just get this straight. From black. So if we were to go, so we took the north, which that would be north. There's an up, right?
Yep.
You said there's an up, so up, but there was also a left, right?
There is.
No, he said up down.
There's a down there. Okay. Can someone do me a favor and just whenever there's an opposite, Ox, I'm trying to open it up more just because I know it's not to scale, but it's easier to
Sure,
look at
sure,
it
sure.
if we make it bigger. DT or Logan or Zane, can you just whenever I'm gonna draw
Logan.
the right way. Whoever does the
I'll-
way we're
I'll-
not going, just do it in like
Get
red.
Logan involved in this. Logan, you got
Okay.
this.
No, I'm playing my character a little bit.
All right. You're just like, oh god, they're all gonna die, and I'm gonna kill them.
He's concentrating on extra
Not turning
secret
into a bomb
stuff.
spot.
Making sure we're not gonna die from a fucking trap and a guillotine
Sure.
take our heads off. I'm probably
I'm
as a
Lark isn't the one to think too strong into this if other people are putting the effort.
Okay.
that's a selfish way of thinking.
and
If
I
someone else
mean,
is doing
if
the
he
work,
thinks you
I'm not
guys are
gonna
doing
help.
a fine job, why would he want to mess it up?
and DT hates maze
Merlin,
puzzles.
I'm gonna use the maze like I'm gonna use my my shield like a clipboard, so I have it ready, but I don't have my sword out. So I have the map and the map's on my shield,
Yeah.
and I'm writing on my map, and I'm just like, whenever I'm ready to just drop the
Yeah.
map if I have to.
There is, as you continue going up,
So we went up, yep.
as you continue going up, there is a
Mhm.
4-way intersection.
Let's split up. Each person pick a different direction. I'm going home.
So we're continuing to go straight, but Zane, go ahead and draw left and right at that point right there.
Change it back to blue real quick. Hold on.
That's what I was using for the ways we weren't going. There we okay, and we're going that way.
Okay. There is now a up and left.
And we have to go. We just went east twice, so we have to go north.
need to go north
to
again.
the left. So Zane, draw a red line
Yep.
north from me,
Mm-hmm.
or draw a red line east, I guess, or up. Yeah. Just draw that a little. There we go. All right.
Okay. It
Now that-
goes. It. Go ahead. I apologize.
Now that we're moving a little bit faster, I'm gonna sort of take my attention off of checking the walls with Vozhawk and sort of listen for other creatures or footsteps besides ours.
Okay. Roll me a
That's a good point.
perception.
And of course, I'm still helping
Of
with
course.
the whole maze.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm still keeping an eye out for traps and
Still not sure if we may still die here. We may have this completely wrong, but I'm fucking loving it.
So there's a path that goes
I
to the
agree.
left. There's that one up and one to the left. You just took the
Right.
one to the left.
Yes.
Correct.
We
Okay.
just went what we think is north. But you say left because you don't want to.
Yeah, I'm using the map.
Which is
Using
fine.
the
Yeah,
map.
you're using the map, but we're gonna say directions
Yeah.
because we
that's-
believe we're right.
Okay. It then goes, and once again there is another 4-way intersection.
Okay.
So we need to go south.
We need to go down. No. South's.
It-
South's to the right for us.
Right, but ooh.
Oh, okay. So no, it's fine. We just go back and then up. No, we wouldn't do that. That would go. So right, we've done north, east, north, so far.
Yeah.
So now
When-
we have to go south.
Go and draw your line to the left. We went left.
We did. That's what I did. That was the line right there.
I don't see a line
Where's
going
that
left.
line, John?
The black
There's no
line.
line. There's no line
No
going
line.
to the left.
you let go of the mouse button.
There we go.
Okay. There was a line for me there, but that's fine.
Okay, so now there's. I'm just gonna go and draw this.
Draw all the red lines there.
Can we remember from the map were they things grouped up at all?
What do you mean?
Like everything we had it's like do down one side and then round the other.
It was in reverse the other.
Yeah.
It's
But
just to find your way back.
No.
I
No?
don't know.
Why would we find our way back, going from east to
Well,
south?
That's fair. You're very fair. Very fair.
But I was thinking kind of there were the arrows and whatnot, and kind of with the arrows and feathers and whatnot that were on there, were they breaking them up into different groups or groupings of
No,
directions?
the feathers were on the outside.
I know, but like
The
north, northeast, east, north might be under one feather, and then south, northwest might be under another, and then like that. Nothing like that.
nothing that would be obvious.
Okay, fair enough. I was thinking that might be like fucking with us.
So do you just follow the map you have and see where it takes you?
Well,
So here's what I'm thinking, Merlin. We just went north.
Not just Merlin,
Um,
everybody.
All right, here's what I'm thinking, everybody.
This is a wonderful rock.
If we just went north, then if we go south, it would just be back the way we came, right? Back the way we came north. So say we go south, which is turn around. Hypothetically, we hypothetically turn around and go north again. Now we're back where we came. The next cardinal direction is west. What if it's just testing our heart that we're willing to go back and then keep going?
That's
Yeah, that's
think
what I
it
was
is.
thinking. That
There would be
it may,
cer- there would be certain combinations.
but before we go back, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna move with Vosok. Is there anything at this intersection that can be pressed, interacted with, anything?
Bosshawk, do you just kind of start touching everything?
Yeah, kind of keep doing what I've been doing.
I feel like all of you should, and then I'll keep watch.
So as you guys are kind of going along this, Vosshawk, it's you specifically because of your dark vision. While there doesn't seem to be anything to interact with outside of the light of this torch, on the up intersection, there seems to be a humongous gash in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe about a foot wide, about 3 feet across, and you can see where there is another intersection up there.
Okay. Well, look at there, lads.
Sorry, it's more about, it's probably about 4 inches wide. I apologize.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
a
say.
I was gonna
significant.
say, you
minus.
said 1 foot
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
3 feet, and I was
Yeah,
like, whoa!
it's
A
about
foot,
3
like-
feet. Yeah, it's about 3-4 inches wide, but it is about a foot long. It's about 3 feet long. I apologize.
That seems more kind of reasonable. Like, fuck, I'd hate to deal
Yeah.
with anything that left a gash like a foot wide. Like, fuck me.
But let's go back. We haven't found anything at this intersection.
Well,
Let's
I was
go
wondering
back.
if we have conflict or 2 directions that are conflicting, we can just cross those off, can't we? North south. We go north, we come south.
Again, we don't know what kind of trickery is at play, and we may unknowingly have set something off by coming through the way once.
Oh, I'm sure we have.
So I think it would be best to just follow the directions.
Walk back.
When you bake a cake, something may seem redundant, but you follow the directions anyway.
That does make sense.
And it may be testing our heart by giving us these so-called redundant directions. Are we willing to keep at it?
Be careful when going ahead. I'm worried about that gash there, so if anything shoots out at the wall, keep an eye out.
Thankfully, we're not going that way anyway.
I'm starting to think that it literally meant test our hearts.
You're a doctor, aren't you? How's my pulse?
So yeah, I think the consensus is that we go back and forth when it says this.
Okay, is that everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, you go back to the right, back to the left.
Mhm.
Okay, and now it is wherever you guys left off.
Oh, we gotta go down then.
Let's go ahead and draw your black line over the red.
Yep.
And the gash was to the north, or up rather.
Yes, it is to the up.
So
Okay.
There
I'm sure
is
John's
a
a little bigger.
intersection to your left, and there's one continuing straight.
So there's a turn to the left. And then there's one
to our left or to
your
map left?
To your left.
So to map right. Okay.
Okay. So map right, and then we're gonna go straight. So draw the line to the right. We're gonna go straight.
Might connect there.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to delete. Is there an erase tool?
You have to specifically select the line and delete it. You cannot use an eraser, unfortunately.
We don't know that it connects.
I could have drawn that a little bit.
You guys didn't mark the walls. You know what? With the perception you guys rolled, you guys do see your line of sand on that side of the wall.
Okay, so disconnect. I'll try that again.
Okay, so it's cool. If we need to run, we can take shortcuts.
Potentially.
Potential.
We don't know if there's a trap through there.
That's fair. It is the wrong way.
Very
Very good point.
Okay, so
I may have missed
ahead.
something, but did Logan, when he rolled his perception check, did he notice anything?
He hasn't noticed anything yet. I'm keeping that in mind as we
Oh,
continue.
okay, cool.
Okay, so we just went west for the second time. So now we have to go east. We have to go. Okay, so we go back to where that
no,
what
we
think
wait
is the
until we
wrong
get to
one.
another cross.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. You're right.
Because you guys just took your first west.
No, we just took our
No.
second west.
Well,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was-
now continuing past that path. Yeah, fair.
Right.
Once again, there is a path that leads south, or to the right and down.
Our right or map right?
Map right. I'm gonna go map right.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use that from now on.
So, from here, we're gonna do the same thing, right? We're gonna go back up and back down because
Yes.
it's east west. And
Back up. Then
map
down.
right and map left, correct?
Map right and then down.
Right and
Or
then
ma-
down.
sorry, map left and down. Map left.
Map left.
and
Okay.
down.
Okay.
Okay,
Map
so
left and
so
down.
we're gonna you draw the down line, I'll draw the left line.
You guys drew this in a weird way that I'm like having to reorientate my brain to what I have. So I'm like, ooh, did they hit that? Oh, okay.
So we need to go until we hit an intersection. I'm gonna draw that line a little bit bigger because I'm
Map
pretty sure.
down and map right. Map down and map right.
Oh, map right. So we're
Wait, no. Map. You said map left last time.
our right or map
It's
right?
correct.
Hold on.
Do a handstand.
Turn your monitor upside down.
Yeah.
Yes, to the map left and map down.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Because that would have been well. Let's turn around, boys.
We fucked up somewhere.
Let's find another button.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is our next north.
Alex, you tell me,
Then
should I
we-
draw that line bigger so it doesn't fuck us up?
Worst case scenario, you go back over it.
I'm just gonna draw it a little bit bigger. That's all. That's what Solomon decides he's gonna do.
There is now a path that leads. Once again, it's a four-way intersection.
At that point, we go.
Yeah, draw your four-way intersection with red.
If you're really smart at the start of this,
Sure.
like every like square on the grid should have been 10 feet. And that's how you draw it.
Oh, is there no black line there for you guys right now?
And
There was a
you just
Like
deleted
from-
it on my screen.
So we just went north. We need to go back south. We need to go back that way, and then
Back
go,
south.
and then we need to go back towards that red line.
So we need to go west.
Yes.
Okay.
So I need somebody to put a blue circle on the map at this moment because I need to know where you guys are right now.
Okay, so right now, like when we go back and then
Yeah.
west.
So you guys just said we're going back, and Zane said we're taking that line. Which
Okay,
line are we
I'm
about
saying
to
that,
I will
actually
write it. I will
take?
write it. This is the line. The line that's gonna turn black is this one. That's the pathway we're going. But we're right where the blue circle is, and then we'll be taking that way, because that
Okay.
way is west
Okay.
for us.
Okay. There is a T intersection.
Left and right.
Do you want me to just draw the red and then you draw over
Yeah,
it?
and then I'll go over. Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier. Where do we have to go right now? We have to go north, so to the left.
Just a T, not a
Just
not a
T,
four-way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
T intersection.
only-
So
only
dead
left
end
and
right.
Yeah,
Dead end
yeah,
right ahead.
getting the white out.
We're going that.
Okay. So at this point, do you guys feel confident enough to follow these directions to their conclusion?
Yes.
Yeah,
If as
Following
long as it
ex-
doesn't hit a dead end.
yeah, exactly as we were doing.
Exactly. How we're
Alright.
doing,
DT, Logan?
Yes.
yeah. Oh, you're dead.
Following-
At this
So
point,
we've gotten halfway through. Go ahead.
yeah, at this
DT, what
point
were you
we've
gonna
got halfway through, and
Mhm.
it seems that these two knuckleheads have gotten it. So yeah, I'm just keep being alert, and while they're kind of poring over maps for everything, that's assuming Logan's listening, and I'm just watching for anything.
Mhm.
So if it seems to match up, I'm for it.
At this point, following it to its conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Logan, at one point you hear what sounds like something crunching, but it is down a pathway that is not the one you are meant to go. Heavy breathing and crunching.
I wish to make a small comment to the group.
It's there to fuck us if we get off course.
It's
Guys,
fucking
there's
dumb.
Like that's.
I just found all these bones.
If he's grunting and crunching, I think there's got to be some lube in there somewhere.
Ugh.
What?
Ugh.
He's eating the bones.
Yeah.
Following this, you eventually guys.
What?
Can everybody hear me?
Now
Yeah.
we can. What did we find?
Okay, sorry, my internet had to restabilize there. I apologize.
That's fine.
You guys follow this path, and it does lead you to a door.
Hell yeah.
Open sesame.
What kind of door? Is it just like a flat way? Does it look like
It
it
is.
pushes?
It is a door, like a large, effectively like a barn door. Like there is a seam down the middle.
Okay.
With those perceptions and investigations, there does not seem to be any particular traps. There does not seem to be any particular mechanism in this nearby area. You haven't interacted with the door, and if you're going to interact with the door, I want to know how you're interacting with the door. You're just going to push it. If you're going to tell me what you were doing.
Tickle it with a feather. Looking at it, are there any holes or anything in the door?
It is completely smooth, like not rough smooth, like it was chiseled. No, it is like
Polished.
wash
smooth.
pan smooth. Yes, polished smooth. No defining features, anything. Simply a crease down the center.
Okay. I'm thinking arrows or something like that, kinda. Any ideas, gentlemen? We don't exactly
You
have
could
many feathers.
Push it
here.
open.
Get a splitter.
It's
Hurts
gonna
like hell.
It'll be a bit hard to pull open without handles on it.
Why not just try pushing it?
Be my guest.
Are you guys cool with that?
Can't hear you, John.
muted,
You
John.
muted.
I really don't want to try to force these things, but yeah, push it like you push a door.
Oh yeah, that's
If it
right.
gives resistance, stop.
Okay.
Now I'm asking: is this at the end of the east here, or is
It
this
is.
at the end of like the whole thing?
This is the end of the second east, like following north, north,
Okay.
east, east, north, all the way till you get to the end of the chain.
But we haven't gone the south. Darn.
You have done. Yes, you have not done the loop effectively.
Okay, that might be the way out.
However, you have not done the final east either, which is directly through that door.
All right, I'm gonna push it then.
So you kind of come up and plant yourself like you're ready to kind of give.
No, I'm opening it like a normal door. I'm not putting all my weight into it just yet.
Okay, as you. Like the moment your hand puts onto it and you give any kind of force, you're like, oh shit, this is really heavy.
All right, I'm gonna check. This is really heavy. Do you think I should try pushing harder?
I think you may have to.
We have not encountered anything else that we could like interact with along
Not,
here.
No.
I'm
there does
heaving
not
it
seem
up.
to be anything.
There's no feathers along the way. There was no. Okay. And there's no buttons.
All my furbolg might into pushing this door open, Hawk.
Strength check.
I'll help him.
Okay.
I won't.
I have got my crossbow in my hand. I probably have the entire time, to be honest.
22.
Holy shit.
The fucking 20.
And I wish I didn't help him. Oh, not too much.
As a large crack on the right side of the door keeps kind of radiating as you keep pushing down on it. Are you going to stop or are you going to keep going?
Can you describe that again?
Like from the top right, a crack in the door has started to form and it is just kind of radiating down it.
I'm gonna keep pushing unless someone says something.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab his waist and like pull him off the door.
No, it maybe takes about 6 inches. It's a 10-foot wide door. Each of these doors about 5 feet. The crack boom, goes down maybe about 6 inches and then maybe to the point to where it's going at an angle where it's maybe about 2.5 feet from the door.
What
I'm
if that's
wondering-
how it opens, though? It break.
When was the last time you had a door that when you opened it, it broke?
When's the last time you were in a tomb? This is not a normal situation.
I was
Yes, but
wondering,
remember when we said
instead
Sorry,
of
go ahead,
push,
Russell.
instead of pushing, would lifting be a better option, considering the last or the other doors seem to have a fallen component? I have seen you
fair?
push, pull, and lift all sorts of things, almost double your carrying capacity. I'm sure if anyone can lift this, that would be you.
We'll have the pythons ready, but if you can pull it up, that'd be great.
We could try.
Damn it! I wish you rolled 20 when pulling it up.
All right. Roll me a
And,
strength
like-
check trying to pull it up.
Okay, I'll help him this time, and actually, you
Oh,
know what?
all the pins
You can
ready.
help him. Yeah,
You give him disadvantage.
Vazhak, you and Vazhak can help him.
All right.
But I ain't
Alright.
doing shit.
13.
Well, that's okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, he's adding them. He's not doing key parts.
Kind of reaching down. There's just nowhere to get your hands. It's not even that you're not strong enough. There's just nowhere to put your hands at all.
I
Like,
can't push up by pushing, like, up.
Is that
And
what
What
you're
about open this way?
So you're
like,
gonna.
pulling
So
it
first off, the push up, you're just gonna try to do it like that and push it. up
No,
against it.
no, he's not, because you're gonna break the door when you do that. That's
No,
what's
you
gonna
can
happen.
get you can get resistance on it and try you slide your hands upwards to
Yeah,
get
but
some.
remember when he said it was really smooth? Remember when we had that conversation?
Yes, I know this. Put a
You
fucking.
can't get friction on something that's fucking smooth like that.
I work with glass. I bet you $1 you can.
Yeah, I'm sure you're wearing gloves and
No,
other shit
bare
that
hand.
you're wearing.
Nope.
Alright. This
I
is-
have Furbolg hairy hands. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, you can get friction on it. Like
Yeah, I'm not gonna push nearly as hard as I was against it like
you're
last
pushing
time. It's
up,
more focused
just-
upwards.
as your
Okay.
crack maybe moves like an inch as you're like
All right, if I see a crack, I'm not.
like it
doing
just
anymore.
kind of is moving as you're
But, yeah. What about this way? Wait, it does start to move.
no, the crack just keeps moving
Oh,
down
okay.
as he's trying to. All right, as you try to get your hands in there, roll me another strength check with advantage. They're full roll.
18.
As you're trying to get your fingernails in there, one of your fingernails just rips off of your hand.
I don't have fingernails.
One of your fingernails rips off your hands.
You don't, now you don't have
You,
anything.
you
else.
grow some, and one of them is ripped off your hands.
If
as you're-
we took something and kind of like etched a bigger grip in there, do we like
I don't
like
want
a
to
better hold?
remember about forcing things.
That's fair.
There's no way for us to pull it, is there?
If you have to force it, you're doing it wrong.
Phrasing. Boom. Instead
Can you
of-
just how? Okay, so there was points around the crown, right?
Yep.
And
four to the north, 3 to the south, with a 3-banded interwoven the crown itself.
Can we take a quick break now that we're here?
Yep. I'm gonna draw this, and then we're gonna go on a break.
that way we can think about it.
Yes.
It's
Then
like
I can
that.
get water and pee.
Fine. Go on a break, guys.
Be right back.
Okay. We're back in front of this wall, guys. Has
Mhm.
anybody thought like that circle, 4 like that, 3 on the bottom?
Do any of the cracks follow the pattern of the feathers? Like,
No, and the cracks weren't there before you started pushing.
okay.
I mean, technically, it kind of follows this one. Like, kind of follows that one.
What would okay, stupid idea from the high intelligence character. Can I kind of walk up to the door
Yep.
and like stand with my legs together, my
Yep.
arms out like that, and kind of push against the wall?
Like, flop into it.
Sort of like, see, like if you look at it, the way the picture is, I'll just freehand.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
You can see probably where I'm going with this, but like if you're there and kind of that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Alright, so basically you're kind of walking to where you're pressed up against it, and then
Yeah.
you're just kind of going to try to lean into it.
Yeah, like, or someone push against me or something. This is gonna fucking hurt with some of you fellas.
Yeah,
in
so
your
as you
strengths.
as you kind of start to do that, the door just kind of like slightly cracks open. Something about how the weight was pressed against it as it kind of begins to open, like there must have just been an interesting distribution of weight that allowed these pressure plates to act in a specific manner.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's my birthday.
that's okay. That was a lot faster than I thought it would be. Okay.
That's what she said.
I don't get it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I figured it had something to do with that. That's why I really wanted to.
Yeah, can you explain the DT? I don't get it either.
Well, you got
Look at the
four-
drawing you made.
Look at the drawing on the
Yeah.
map.
No, I'm making a joke.
Don't do that. You know?
It as you kind of lay it, and just opens up. So inside of here,
I then promptly get behind one of the meat shields.
fair enough.
Praise be to whoever this titty is.
Inside of here, there's a very sudden change in contrast in here. They're looking in. This is about a 40 by 40 room. In the center of it, there seems to be, while you can't see inside of it, there's about a raise of about 4 feet in the stone. And there's light shining down. And as you look up to it, you see what seems to be some kind of bronze or brass mirror that seems to be shining from a hole in, like, near the ceiling. It's shining directly onto this mirror, which is directly above this pit, and shining straight down. And while it's not bright enough for you to have total vision, it's bright enough to be aware that, like, going from just the torchlight at this point, after probably about being very careful to check your notes, probably like 30 minutes to an hour of wandering through this maze.
If it's been an hour, I would light another torch because they last
Yeah.
an hour.
As it's slowly kind of flickering out.
Is-
And
Real quick, just so that I'm marking, I understand how many of things I have. How long was that? Was it 30 minutes or was it about an hour?
I would say we're probably at about the 50-minute mark. Like, the torch is
Okay.
definitely dying down.
All right, now I have 4 torches.
That,
Four
like I said,
candles.
in going from exclusively, like, not being able to see almost anything outside of your torch lighting, it's a very stark contrast of, like, the moment this opens, it's like light hits you as you're all like, what is that in there? As this is what you see. Like I said, you can't see in from the distance of 40 feet. But, you know,
But this pit looks pretty deep.
you can't see inside. There's a 4-foot raise, like a wall around whatever this is, that this light is shining directly into.
Just out of curiosity.
How are the feathers orientated? Sorry.
Just like the red lines I drew.
Yeah.
I thought there was 3 feathers.
Yeah, there's 3 on the bottom, 4 on the top. There are 3 cords of this crown.
You mentioned about feathers.
The
Like,
feathers
it's
are
like,
the 4 up top. There are 7 feathers, 4 up top,
Okay.
3 on bottom.
I
And
thought
then
there
there's
was 3 separate feathers. Okay.
And then
Go ahead.
there are 3. There's a 3 wound crown, like a 3-stranded wound crown.
Okay.
Like I said, it's about a 40 by 40 room. This is in the dead center.
just kind of looking inside this room. Well, I'd probably wander into it with the light and everything. Does if I just try like green flame blade or something, or just try a cantrip, the magic is still dead down here
Yes, it is.
in this room as well. Yep. Okay. Just checking, maybe.
Does anybody else have rope? Real quick.
Nope.
Good.
Because we used your 200 feet. I still have my 50 feet.
Good.
I think I still have 50. Yeah.
How big is it? How tall is this lip? Over
It's
the
about
pit?
4 feet. It's about 4 feet. You'll have to get, fairly close to be able to see what's going on in there, or get taller somehow.
Do not want to don't want to press, don't want to risk
Yep.
falling in any way.
Yep.
But I will stay on the edge. Just look deep.
Okay. So as you look down in, it goes down about 10 feet, and kind of, do you hold your torch over so you can get a kind of a better look?
I thought the light from above was
But-
going down it.
Yeah.
That's fair. Fair enough. As you just kind of use that kind of looking down in, it's a crystal clear well that seems to descend for until the light no longer reaches. It is a long trip down this well. Just kind of taking a look, and kind of it hits you, salt water. In fact, there's almost
Missed the first
I think I broke
part of
up.
that. Yeah.
Hello? Stop. Yeah. There we go.
It's almost briny, like incredibly salty.
Okinawa.
Does he tell all of it? Fuck. Does he tell us this?
We're gonna relay every information that we can find at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the test of heart.
Perhaps. But yeah, if you're a good person, you float. Save for witches.
Or a duck.
Yeah. And we can't find anything else in the room at the moment.
So this room is polished just like that door. Every square inch of it. There are no panels. It is one seemingly seamless. Even the corners are slightly rounded to make there be no edges. Nothing.
And there's no writing anywhere.
Not that's discernible to your guys' eye.
Well,
This guy likes blood. I
well,
wonder if it would be right to bleed into the well.
You could try it.
if you look at the 3 chords of the and the puzzles that we've already seen, level 1, the directions, level 2, the feathers, and then you've got the chord made out of 3 concentric rings. Do you want to use some of that flower of yours to draw circles on the floor around it? Could be edge of the room, edge of the pit, and we need 1 more, or maybe even normal.
I don't think it'll hurt. Sure. I take the flower that I had and
So what are you drawing specifically? Yeah.
Well, like putting a circle around the room.
Okay.
Or multiple if we have to do 3, maybe. Unless you got like the outside, if it's almost circular, you've got the ring in the center where there's this lip and the pit inside, and then kind of draw a circle around it. Then you've got 3 circles, like 3 banded rings.
Do you guys? So that's
Yeah.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the flower and I run it through and make a circle around this lip a little bit out from it.
Okay. And then do it again
If nothing happens, yes.
If we have
And
to get
then-
3.
for a
Yeah.
second one. Doesn't seem to do anything.
And the third one?
Do anything.
No, that was an idea.
Yeah, what was it I do?
May not be a good one or a bad one, but it was an idea.
I'm really getting a feeling that we just need to jump in.
It's a fair point.
We haven't been led astray by anything yet.
I can go first if you guys would like.
I think when we do it all together.
It's about
Same
20
time.
by 20. Like it's about a 20 foot, in diameter. So
So the 4 of us could easily fit in through.
yeah, realistically, I mean, with all of your stuff, your backpacks and whatnot, it might get caught on something. You don't know what's further down there, but it would be it could potentially be a tight squeeze if you try to all go in if it gets any narrower at all. Just giving you that information, like
Mhm.
yeah,
Hold
at the
the
lip.
back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to interact with this water before you jump in at all, or are you guys just gonna?
I
Like,
thought it was 20 feet down.
Yeah, it's about 20 feet down, but
I think if this is the test of heart, putting stuff in
Would not
shows
be
that this-
brave.
that might fail us. But if that's not the test, then jumping in be hard to get out.
you're just jumping in.
Did we want to put a...
I want us all to jump in together because
Well,
don't know what's going to happen to the room after we do.
if we've got rope, did we want to put a pit in... Like, if the into this well is smooth as well, pit and rope in so we can climb out if needed?
No.
So, how would Vozhawk react to that? Like, if they're like, "Do we want to do this, like, to save us if it falls back?" And Merlin just goes, "No."
If we start with that, then we don't do it at all. But there's no going back now. So either this is what we do, or we try something else.
My vote is to jump in at once. Who
Okay.
agrees?
Well, then...
Solomon, roleplay your character. Like, speak. If here's the thing: if you guys die, your characters are aware that is a possibility here.
I know.
So,
But I've seen the gashes. I've heard the noises. I understand that this could be death if we fuck up.
There's no magic in this place, so there's nothing to protect us if we just fall down there and don't come out. There's nothing.
Maybe the magic works as soon as we jump in. We really don't know until we go. But we haven't been led astray by any of the rules so far.
To be fair, we don't know any of the rules so far.
If we're going by the whole follow your heart and all that, follow, your heart. Yeah, jumping down the well altogether without a rope sounds good because it's everyone's heart. But then the flip side, that has nothing to do with wit, and that's the stupidest thing you could do, and you wouldn't be
The
following
wit is the
rules.
maze.
The maze was the wit. No, the maze was the wit, Solomon.
Yeah.
You don't have to be brave to go through a maze.
I was pretty brave going in that maze. I was the first one. Almost got shot by an arrow.
I mean, you didn't even come out.
I'm still scared. Alright. I'm doing it.
Vozhawk, are you coming?
But I'm only doing it if Vozhawk does it.
Of course.
I agree with Merlin that it's either we all do it or none of us do it.
problem with that is if we do truly have to follow our hearts, if we're just doing it because other ones are and we are reluctant, would that be actually following?
Why you gotta be so meta? Not asking DT, asking. I was like, why you gonna be so meta?
Just
You
saying.
might have a point. You might have a point. I'm doing it because I trust you, Merlin. I'm trusting you, and to an extent, I'm trusting you too.
Lark.
I haven't known you as long as Lark, but I think I've known you for a long enough time. You seem like a well-off fella. I'm gonna be honest, Vostok, I've known you for a while, and I'd feel more comfortable if you didn't jump in the well with us. But I, at the same time, strength in numbers. Oh,
I've got to scroll up and actually look at the puzzle again. What it says.
keep your wits and your heart about you, for you have chosen my
Yeah,
my
because
path.
it's not follow your heart, it's just keep your wits and heart about you.
Okay, so you shouldn't follow your wits either then. That doesn't make sense.
I know, that's like, I'm kind of just, not retconning, but just thinking about it. Instead of
Something may
following,
have started counting down when we stepped in too, so we might be on a time constraint.
I think we're stuck in.
It's either you're with us or you're not, Buzzhawk.
Instead of following your heart as a kind of emotional thing, I think they're meaning more bravery. And I'll start walking towards it.
Alright, let's hold hands.
Oh my God. Is this maze big enough? Or is this well big enough for all of us to jump in?
Ox just said
Okay.
it was.
It's 20 by 20.
Can't hear
Holy
you,
fuck,
Peach.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a perfect circle. Okay, about
Oh.
20 feet in diameter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one part of the room that has multiple like bricks. Effectively, they're rounded with a single brick sticking on top of this. Okay, going all the way around it.
Damn the torpedoes.
Just letting you guys be aware of that information.
The bricks can't be moved, I assume.
Do you want to try?
Well, can we braid the bricks?
They, they would be very heavy. I'll just
Yeah.
say that. Because they're
Yippee-ki-yay.
4 feet tall.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
3, 2, 1, jump.
Alright.
Jump.
As you all jump in,
I let go and let them die. No.
I think it would be great if he did that and he dies because of it.
Yeah, no. That would be a fitting end to
Is
Boss
it
Hawk.
following on?
is that what Boss Hawk
No,
would do? Would Boss Hawk let go of them?
I said that I would go, so go ahead. So I'll go ahead.
Alright, I just want to make sure. So we're all jumping in.
I may be an evil fucker, but I'm an honorable evil fucker.
Alright.
If you want to be a criminal, you got to be honest.
As you guys all jump in,
Mm-hmm.
what you couldn't see before is there was a slit just above the water. Literally almost maybe just an inch or two. And as you all splash into the water and water begins seeping into this one crack within this well. Click. The wall above you, boom, hits into the ceiling, cutting off the light of that brass mirror. As the rushing of water, first a trickle,
We did.
and then a rushing of water as you guys all go into it's almost a free fall, but the water is coming with you.
Like in Minecraft when you're falling down a shaft of water.
Yeah, but it's less soft.
We're gonna Goonies this shit.
As it just 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds.
I'm much more confident the longer
Hold
it
on.
takes.
I'm disconnecting again.
On the bright side, the torch is out.
Alright. The torch would have gone out.
Yeah.
40 seconds as it comes to a slow with no light. But as you guys kind of move around just a little bit, as you guys, before maybe some of you were clinging to the wall slightly to kind of slow your descent or otherwise, or maybe you guys were all just holding hands like in a circle, like nobody's letting go, I'll kill you.
Yeah. I think me and Alaric are both holding
Yeah, the
Boss
two
Hawk's hand,
guys with
just
the highest
gripping.
strengths is like, you're hurting me.
You're
don't
not letting
care."
go.
As it slows to a descent, as there is no light at all.
Just
As-
ignore me.
About 60 feet away, you see a few torches being lit by what seems to be some form of sparks.
Magic's back on the menu, boys.
No, it could be someone with a flint and tinder.
As, like I said,
I'm gonna try casting light on myself.
No light is cast.
Okay.
As there's a rope that runs over top of where these 4 torches were. As the rope begins to burn and coils and at first nothing's really noticeable, but you begin sinking down beneath these torches. You don't notice it at first, but slowly this water begins descending as the torches are now where they were about 5 feet hanging above you guys, about 60 feet away. They're about 20 feet above you, and then 30. And then eventually first Alaric's feet hit the ground. And then Merlin, and then Solomon, and then Vazhak. As your feet all come to the ground, and as the water continues to descend past your knees, and then draining out, what little light remains is now far above you. But one thing you can all be relatively certain of is
We're fucked.
if that was truly a rope set since it was originally here, either somebody's been rearming it or you're the first to ever come this far.
Oh, I think we're the first. I'm confident in our choices.
I'm gonna take a seat and flip down my helmet and scream a little bit. Just
I'm gonna take off my my Speedo and wring it out.
Okay.
Put it back on.
Yep.
I'm gonna shake myself out like a dog.
Okay. Take off all your heavy armor too.
Hell yeah.
All right. You just
That's
start
gonna take-
taking it off.
we
As
just-
the water
Okay,
is
there's
15
that's
minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes to take it off, 15 minutes to
No,
put it back
I'll
on.
do. I was kidding. I'm not gonna shake like a dog.
just shakes a little, shakes the water off of some of your guys' stuff. As Vazhak, your eyes would be the other one to pick this up. From where you guys are currently standing, maybe 10 feet in front of you, past the eyes of these non-nighttime dwellers,
I'm
there's
a
a
nighttime dweller.
large, decorated, and elaborate hallway that has pictures and gemstones and trimming around that you, while you can't tell, this is something. This is far beyond the plain, standard, very simple architecture of the rest of this tomb. This is something immaculate. And while you can't tell the colors, looking around from what your eyes can see, you see the hole above you, and then you see a slide that comes from somewhere to your left that leads into this room.
You
You're
broke up.
muted.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yep.
I'm
Alright.
assuming
A
that's
single thought passes your mind. With the 2 paths at the beginning and everything you saw here, whatever that other path led you, probably much like the one you took, all paths led to death, except for the one you chose and whatever that other one was.
Oh, I wanted to go on the super fun happy slide. Well,
I'd say we go back through on that side.
It's up in the ceiling. Just letting you guys know.
Oh,
yeah. One we go boonk, the other's weeps.
Is anybody able to light a torch? Is anybody able to light a torch?
Everything's pretty wet, right?
Yeah, might take some time to dry off, or
And the torches that are around are like 60 feet up.
yeah.
I think it's worth it to wait till we all can have light.
It's quite.
If we had spells, then we could prestidigitation to dry, but
Here's what I'll say: the kerosene that a lot of these torches are soaked in, so it's typically a rag that's been soaked in some kind of kerosene, so it doesn't have to dry off a ton. The main thing is your tinderbox just needs to dry off enough to where you could potentially spark it, and by causing those sparks, while you might wear out the tinderbox, you can probably dry off a specific spot enough, because once that catches, it's going to be able to self-dry itself.
I heard spark.
Or
you want to use a daily use for that?
Absolutely.
Thematic.
To be fair,
pull out one of your... Go ahead.
to be fair, rules as written, dragon breath is a magic effect.
That can still work in areas of null magic.
If it's
Rules as written,
rules as
they are
written,
still allowed.
if the word magic is in an item or spell description or any ability, it is a magic ability.
And yet they can still take flight, which in D&D lore is exclusively due to the drac. It's a specific organ, and it's required. It's a magical essence.
Yeah.
Yes, it works.
I know.
As he pulls out a torch,
Good night, Moon.
As you pull it out, as the 9-volt taste hits your mouth again, as everybody for a moment sees a bright light as ricocheting off the floor.
I like to imagine like the
bolt.
scales around my mouth start like zapping a little bit, and then all at once,
as it ricochets off of the floor into the distance, as it disperses, as there's still a little bit as.
Here you go, Merlin.
As you now have a lit torch, as when this hits, this column, this entryway that Vozhok had described, he couldn't see the colors, and when this hits the torchlight, this small lingering flame from this 10 feet away hits these gemstones, and it's like the cavern is lit up like a disco ball, like colors of aquamarine, red, green, the deepest emerald you have ever seen. Pure diamonds reflect these, as it is a absolutely beautiful sight. It is clear that this was designed to give you, after going through this treacherous maze, something immaculate to see. Having barely moved from the spot you fell in, this was by design.
Vozhok, he did say C. You don't want to get cursed by stealing some shit would do.
I know. Vozhok would steal.
I feel like if anybody would, that's here right now. Specifying here right now.
It would be the guy that's named Death or some shit like that.
Yeah, Death, not Thief.
Still.
God would have already pried 3 of them off the wall.
Yeah, it's like you
Oh
need
no, I would be
300
holding him like this, just.
Gup's still eating those bones in the maze. We went over this.
Yeah.
You would be like holding onto his coattails or something like Aladdin and Abu, like go for that
He'd
big gem.
He would like throw out his unseen servant to go grab him.
Yeah. Well then.
Is Unseen Servant concentration?
No. I don't think so. Was quite.
Well, you can't cast it here anyway. Oh.
There we go.
Do you guys want to move forwards? Move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone just start moving your lips but not saying anything.
I can hear you guys.
Damn.
I just turned it off to see if that would fix anything.
It's definitely improvement. I guess this is quite a open and hallway. Did we want to move on and see what was down here? guess that is the entire reason for our little sojourn underground.
Ox, is there still a ticking in the like? If we stop for a second and listen, can we still? Can we like take like a 15-minute break, sit down, and just relax for a little bit?
Let's keep going.
Does anybody mind? No?
Right now, you want in real life or?
No, not in real life. Like right now,
Okay.
let's all sit down.
He's saying his heart is giving out.
Yeah.
I have some food in my backpack. We can eat it. And it'll be nice.
It's been a few hours since we ate. No,
I agree.
it's been an hour.
It's been a few minutes since we just jumped into a well, not knowing if we'd come out the other side alive.
I was pretty sure. I believed.
It was a test of bravery, so we did it.
Yeah, but we don't have to be brave now. Only have to be brave for a couple minutes.
Well then, how about you douse the torch if there's some water around so it can dry out and we can keep the light?
I'd like the light to stay.
Alright, let's go. Rest later.
Onward, Mr.
You know what's
Torchbearer.
keeping me? You know what's keeping me in this tomb? The reason why I'm still here?
Because you can't get out.
The fact that, yeah.
Partially that, but partially every time I think about, we came to this island. Do you guys know why we came to this island on the map?
Because it said I pooped here?
Because some little goblin pooped here, and we came here, and now I'm in a tomb. And that's what's keeping me here.
I
everybody.
think it is clearly meant to show that shit happens.
I'm so glad we came to this one.
Oh my god.
Did you want to
You guys
move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say my piece.
Mm-hmm.
As you
Peace.
guys continue marching forward, you keep going, and the entire hallway is laid out like this. Well, the stone is carved like that of some of the finest dwarven fortresses. The walls are lined with these gemstones all the way down for maybe 50, 60 feet until you come to a stone door, double paned with large brass handles. Like a double door with large brass handles.
I think we can pull this one.
I think so too.
I pull it.
As you grab on and you begin pulling
Cracks start forming in the top
and
right hand corner.
pulling, it's like a seal has been broken. Like the water, something kept this from being waterproof, effectively. As you open it up, and as it opens, what you expect, this almost salt-watery air that has that replaced this foul, just stale air, suddenly fine perfumes hit your nose. Incredibly fine smells, incense like that you haven't smelled before, and as you open it up, looking inside and kind of eventually taking a step in as the torch slowly irradiates. To your left, about 30 feet down, it comes to a point as there is a large casket. A man whom has been completely mummified and in front with his arms down. And there is a pedestal in front of him with a little golden stand and a perfectly clear ball. As behind you, you see a few treasure chests, gold, urns, the riches of a man's life. And as on the other side, you see a mummified man with in front of them sits a crystal ball.
Try and cast light on myself.
As you cast light, his first hand hits onto the crystal ball.
Mm-hmm. But does the
I
light go
don't-
off? I'm just curious.
The light does not go out.
Start. Does it start? His magic didn't work.
The light is cast. He has
Okay.
cast light. It is on his armor as the hand suddenly, as he's just, let's see if magic works. Oh,
I'm going to kneel for a second and say,
As as light is cast as like someone slamming a hammer onto a table. The hand reaches on to the crystal ball.
don't know what god you worship, Tati, but that was a fun puzzle. Thank you. I hope you're resting well.
Do you kind of like do a prayer or something, or do you just say
That's
that?
basically what I'm. It's a prayer to his soul,
Fair enough.
thanking him for the puzzle.
Good.
It was fun.
As, like I said, he casts light. First hand reaches to the crystal ball. Other than that, nothing else seems to have moved. Nothing seems to have changed. Your light magic seems to work.
Should I try dispelling it or should I leave it? Because we do have the torches.
It might be a precaution against people trying to be too greedy.
Can I move forward and look at the mummy?
Yeah, how close you get to it?
Probably about 10 feet away.
Okay.
I'm going to reapply the ointment.
Okay.
I imagine I might have
Are you
washed
looking
up
for
water.
anything in particular?
Kind of looking at how he was mummified and just like,
Roll me a perception. You'd have to like get right up on him to roll investigation.
yeah.
You can maybe get some, details from a distance.
Like the way he moved his hand, was it natural 20? Was it aggressive or anything like that?
Like I said, it sounded like the slamming of a hammer onto a table. It was loud, but looking like as that happened, as you all look, like it perfectly hit it. Like it didn't rock, it didn't move, the body didn't tip over, the ball wasn't disjointed. Like it placed it perfectly in whatever intended position it was. Looking at it, the wrappings and everything, there seems to be some kind of wrapping or writing on the wrappings all across. Looking through, you can see skin that is well dried and otherwise, as some of the wrapping itself has decayed exclusively on his fingertips. As the rest of it has been well maintained, and as these fingertips are like clasping onto the end of this, you see on his skin where the fingertips are exposed what seems to be, just looking, it's kind of, roll me a knowledge arcana. Just kind of, once again, from a distance, it's you're for whatever reason, your light, just everything has gotten to where you're able to glean a little more information than maybe you should in this exact moment.
15.
Looking at it, the exposed, it begins with the root words for the arcane, like something somebody would learn from their initiation into wizardry. Ice, electricity, fire, acid. Can't see the thumb. But each one of these fingertips begins writing from the nail going up. You can see enough to where you can get the root letterings of the arcane on his fingertips, and the bandages themselves, you'd have to take some time to examine and really read, but they're definitely magic insignias on the wrappings on this mummified corpse. Whomever this was, his burial was immaculate. Like, whatever the purpose of this, depending on how long he's been here, normal wrapping should have long decayed. There is something innately magical about whatever this is.
Out of curiosity, well, like, the light cantrip is not an actual type of thing, so I was thinking different elements maybe to match to the different thing, seeing our spells are actually back on board. Do we want to see if we can fire this guy up? Have a chat with him?
No, I don't think so at all right now. Let's investigate the room. Let's not just jump to the mummy, you know?
If we can leave here, but letting him rest would be best.
Well, looking around, I'm not sure if there is another way out unless we see to this gentleman.
Why don't we take a look? Do you want perception, or could we just literally
Very
look around the room?
I mean, you can look around the room. Are you going to start rifling through the stuff on the other end?
I want to check with everyone else if it's okay to rifle through stuff. I'm not going to just...
Like I said,
Walk
there's
over
about
and
3
touch.
closed chests. There's some boxes. There seems to be some coins. There's about 4 urns.
Do you guys want to look through the chest and all? Or do you want to wait a bit on that?
Yeah, let's open up a chest.
Did we want to check the room for exits first? If we have to make a hasty retreat, last thing we want is to be stuck in here.
Is there one?
That's what I said by looking around the room.
Yeah, roll me an investigation. Then
Vosok should do it.
Anyone helping?
I figured he was just taking a look at the mummy.
Yeah, that's kind of...
He's kind of indisposed.
I'll do it then.
Nice.
Zach, my internet's being stupid.
Can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Now we
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to turn this off for now, unfortunately. Looking around the room, while you don't see anything that would be exit, you can't find any switches or buttons. There are written kind of on his pedestal, looking at it, kind of as you're looking around the room and you kind of get it. Merlin, it catches your eye, something interesting. The words you read at the beginning of before you descended into the tomb. And while for you, and for as you point them out, no one else can read it, it's written in one specific language.
Undercover?
But due to your just kind of history of writing these kinds of things down and remembering them, you remember specifically the iconography of whatever was written up top.
I'm sorry, before we get to the tomb, were you talking about the my path, whatever, or?
No, at the very top, before you even went in. Anything.
Can you remind me what it said?
Yeah, that was a week ago. You know, there's the 4 pillars on the roof, and they had writing on it as well.
In a sense, it was you have found my place. Come on down, and come and see me.
I thought it was something like that. That's why I wanted to have a chat with you, mate.
Magic will abandon you in this place. Come and see me. And somebody made the argument specifically of, let's not go down here. Tombs, they don't want to be entered. And you made the point. He wanted to see us.
Yeah.
But looking around the rest of this room without rifling through the urns and the chests, there doesn't seem to be any buttons. With staying a good distance away from the mummy, there doesn't seem to be anything else in particular to interact with. As you take 20 minutes scouring this room, seeing if there's anything else here. Without going through the stuff, without interacting with whomever this is, there doesn't seem to be anything else.
All right, I know exactly what to do. I walk over to the mummy. Hold my hand out. Over there, Tete. Good to meet you.
You just walk over.
Put her there, chum.
How close are you at this point?
Within enough distance for him to get a good handshake in.
Alright.
That's what I put my hand out for.
Alright. So his left arm is currently on the crystal ball. So the right arm,
Yeah.
the normal one
Yeah,
you shake.
exactly.
As in a flash, poof, the other one hits the crystal ball as you have approached. As poof, and there seems to be something swirling inside of the crystal ball.
Ah, deaths.
As you're like, he missed, like looking at
Don't-
his hand.
Please don't be evil.
As
How can he
It was a
be
good
evil?
time. Don't ruin this, Tete.
as there seems to, that's good. As you start backing up, like I said, there seems to be something swirling inside of this crystal ball. As you
What
guys
color
take
is
a
it?
couple steps back. It's kind of like a purple.
Sounds bad.
Yeah.
As it's just kind of swirling and spinning.
Do we see anything in it?
You see something swirling and spinning. Like a
I got it. I start spinning.
okay.
Guys, I want to try putting my hand on it too. I'm gonna try it then if no one stops me.
His hands are like this on the. Oh, hold on.
We can't see. Your camera's off.
His hands are like this on the crystal ball.
I'll put it right on top.
Boom. Roll me a will save.
It's an orb of destruction.
Raise-
Just
Or
dies.
orb of annihilation.
Disintegrates.
Yeah, orb of
What's the
annihilation.
will save?
I was
You mean
gonna,
wisdom?
I was
Wisdom.
gonna tell you to wait
Yes.
to make a religion
okay.
check, but I just wanted to see what you were gonna do. I figured this is better than making a knowledge religion.
Oh.
And on that, we are going to end our session. For tonight.
No.
The only thing I have to say with that is-
Dies.
What the fuck are we gonna do with Clayton if he comes back next week?
I got
I'm
it.
just gonna.
Okay. He falls through a hole and comes in.
What if we? What
That's
if
the
we
exact
add-
intention for him to
Okay.
just fall into the room.
He comes down the slide and follows us in.
It's actually the one was Logan's character actually dies and Gub cocoons out of him.
like
I've-
an alien predator just.
He's been inside Alaric,
Okay,
robotic.
Logan, you can play Tatsy.
firing.
I'll
You
play
wait.
tattoo.
'Cause I couldn't. Every time you said titty, I had to laugh. It was so good. Oh my god. It's like fucking Clayton naming the god Asinweir. Oh my god.
What?
Clayton, when me, Dustin, and Anthony were playing in Clayton's campaign, we were trying to find this god in this temple, and we were in the middle of the ocean, and the god's name was Asinweir. ASS in rear.
I have to change. I had to change names on when we were playing our last campaign all the time because I would say something, you guys would just start laughing, and I'm like, "Fuck, I gotta change that."
Oh, you didn't change titty?
No,
Titty.
that's an actual name in the real world.
Yeah.
I
as
know.
well.
It's funny.
What
though.
about the
Titty.
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, he changed that to Cold Harbor.
Well, I know.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That
Anyway,
one wasn't as funny as titty though.
killing the stream. Thanks all.
Thanks,
Oh,
guys.
it's not
See you
changed.
next week.